everyone, my name is Mitz, and here we are back at Higurashi When They Cry. So, the threads for the finale are being slowly woven together, and even though unfortunately Rika did not remember what happened in the last loop, in the last technical fragment, I'm assuming that's what they're all called in canon-wise anyway, that she doesn't remember that Takano actually is the main culprit. Well, yes, like Hanyo did tell her about that. It's gonna be a little bit of a roadblock that even though it makes complete sense that why it is Akano, there's also the whole thing of there's a lot of different memories and stuff like that Rika seen in person, like just how she actually came to conclusion, and just smaller little details she could have honestly used to help with her plan, honestly. And you get all that from Hanyo just to make this plan happen. And with Akasaka in the way, we got some time. And from the sound of it, this technically is going to be the very last word, only limited down to 1 solid week before the festival happens instead of 2 weeks, which I got so confused last time about where we were and what we were doing. But looks like we got our work cut out for us. So what's for next on first on this artillery to get everyone band together against Operation Takedown Takano, and I guess Nomura, that one lady who has so many names, actually. Is Nomura even her real name or just another alias? Okay. Whatever is going on. Rika, you weren't behaving normally this morning. I got hit with a bombshell yesterday. Do you think so? Am I acting strange? I don't know how to say it, but you seem much more mature today. Out of nowhere all of a sudden. Rika's being mature. Aw, Hoshi. Look, the fact that you're saying it now, it means you've completely assimilated. Hanyo, don't tease me today. You too, Sadako. Please don't mess around. I don't feel like it. How about a week coming from today, huh? Sadako gave me a perplexed look. Maybe she thought I didn't feel well. A week from today, I'll be sick for the next week. That's what it sounds like to her. Just imagine someone just like going about your normal day, your routine, your best bud, or walking along talking about normal things, and all of a sudden you hear randomly under their breath, "Just 6 more days, then, huh?" Very ominously, and then when you ask, like, "Huh? Oh no, I didn't say anything," just keep walking along. Every single day that passes by, they say under their breath, "Okay, 5 days are left, 4 days are left," until the final day happens. You have no idea what the goddamn think. I want to talk to Keiichi and the others, including Sadako, but I don't know where to begin. You could just start off strong by just saying, someone's gonna kill me, desk slam, throw its desk across the room into the wall through the window. We all like to joke around a lot. They might not take me seriously. That's the thing, so, you literally have to prove, like, it's the whole same thing, and just try to prove that, you know things which you technically shouldn't know. Like, for example, like, did you ever go into Mion's house at any point? Well, I mean, I guess the whole thing of the council meetings, but have you ever been inside the house and actually get a tour around? Or is there any locations which people know you never went into, or things that they know you should never have learned normally? So maybe then try to use that to your advantage? How can I get to understand the danger I'm in? Good morning to you, Chi-sensei. Oh, you're here as well, coach. Good morning to you, too. Hello. Why are you wearing the getup? Oh, good morning, Sadako-chan. Rika-chan. Oh my, oh my. Is that a headband for maids that you're wearing? Okay, immediately I'm glad I did not miss you. That's against the school regulations, you'll be punished. Stop. Just stop. Dr. Erie, stop acting like that at school. Yes, see, thank you. Coach, Rika doesn't seem to be feeling well this morning. Will you check her over, please? Oh, what's the matter? Did you catch a cold? I still don't know how to tell my friends, but Erie at least is on our side. You just gotta word it very carefully. Very carefully. Maybe we could talk to him more directly, just leading away to the nurse's office, so I know what disease you're planning is. I know all about it, and your cohort is literally gonna kill me in a week. If I keep thinking about it, I'll just still be thinking at the end of the day. Maybe I'll start with him. Hanya nodded, that's saying that was a good idea. How the fuck are you reading my thoughts? Is this the real superpower that Rika has? Everyone has a fucking superpower, fuck. Aw, Sadako, let's play a trick on Keiichi. Let's do something to his chair. Just don't shock it. Oh, please, a trap, not a trick. I'll teach you how to set a trap for Keiichi-san. What's the difference between a trap and a trick right here? A trap is where someone like unknowingly walks into a trick is you just play it on someone out of the blue. I want to know your definitions. Aww. Hanyo and Sadako ran to the classroom. Hanyo must have left on purpose. Had used the chance he's given me. Just to distract Sadako for the time being just to give you more time to think about things. Yuri, can I talk to you in the nurse's office? Sure, that's fine. Let's go there. Yuri probably thinks I'm going to talk to him about Hinamizawa syndrome, so eager to go somewhere people can hear. Makes sense. If there's any change in my physical condition, it could be a sign of something very serious. Ain't just a simple cold. Yuri is very concerned about my health. What's wrong? Are you feeling sick? Yuri, I'm going to tell you something odd, but I want you to take it seriously. It's a very important matter. I gave Yuri the sternest look I've ever shown him as I spoke. Yuri usually acts like an idiot, but he can be an adult when he needs to be. Seeing the expression on my face, Yuri started to look more grave himself. How do I start? Okay. Yuri, I'm the queen carrier, right? So does that mean there must be a king carrier then? Yes. The parasite that lives in your body is different from everyone else's. What happens if I die? Like I told you before, something terrible will happen. No, to be precise, we believe something terrible will happen. Exactly, we still don't gosh dang know. But because every single time in every single fragment world, honestly, we think about I'm assuming the government stops it full sail. And at least it makes sense that after all of that well, if Nomura keeps her word, honestly, it's kind of literally just continues like her research, but in secret, honestly. She keeps to her word. So, To be precise, we believe something terrible will happen, but it's impossible to verify until you die. Yes, and let's find out right now. However, several cases involving social brain parasites similar to those of the Hinamizawa syndrome have shown that the death of the queen carrier can cause mass suicides or riots. That would be Takano's area of expertise. Maybe you should ask her instead. Look, I'll go call her for you. I don't know much about myself. In other words, Takano knows better than anybody that if I die, something terrible will happen. More than ever, I don't know why Takano wants to kill me. There's no way I can figure out myself. Years with me right now? Maybe he'll know. I should ask him. Just pester him with questions until he understands the situation. Yuri, please don't ask any questions and just answer. Will there be something to gain from killing me? What? Kill you, Rika-san? I said no questions! Who would... Yuri, you aren't supposed to ask any questions, remember? Look, listen to my guidance and stipulations as the queen here. Listen to your ruler. Sorry. No, I can't think of anything. There isn't anyone who would benefit from your death. Well, I mean, I repeat, if something bad happens to the queen carrier, all affected persons will reach the terminal stage within 48 hours. That's what makes the syndrome so dangerous. Allegedly, theoretically, rhetorically, metaphorically. The scale of disaster will be far greater than any individual case of paranoia or psychosis. Would anyone profit from that disaster? No way. Killing you is tantamount to killing all 2,000 villagers. Nobody would consider that for a minute. It was a joke. If I die, all the residents in Hinamizawa will go insane. It may even kill each other. What a perfect ending for people who are descended from demons, huh? Could that be what Takano wants? And I'm still so happy. I'm still so happy that technically speaking, everyone technically has demon blood. Real, living demon blood. My good god, I love that. I want to see another... I want to see another piece of media like take that same concept now. My god, I wanted to go further with it now. That's so good. That's so good idea. I'm so glad it's not just written off. It's just a possibility. Please, I wanted to see it more. Could that be what Takano wants? Since she always talks about dangerous and bizarre things, It's obvious she enjoys cruelty. In a manner of speaking. She always talks about how she wants to witness with her own eyes the raw brutality the man-eating demons she read about in the dark history of Onikafuchi Village. It's possible that she wants me dead just so the villagers will develop terminal symptoms. It's a social experiment. It's just a prank, bro. Of course, it's in the worst case. So something happens to you, there's an emergency measure we're supposed to follow. An emergency manual, 34. An emergency measure? Never heard of anything like that. I never told you this before. It's rather an unpleasant measure, that's why I never mentioned it. The Erie Institute's top priority is protecting the Queen Carrier. But if you die and all infected persons develop terminal symptoms, we're supposed to go ahead with this contingency plan. That's understandable. If all 2,000 villagers were to go insane, there'll be no guarantee that the devastation will remain within the village. Obviously, it's a good idea to be prepared for the worst-case scenario. There are these things called emergency manuals. God. Among them, the one for the worst possible disaster, in other words, in the event of your death, is called Emergency Manual 34. What happens with that? Before all the villagers go insane, they'll be exterminated, like pests. To be exact, a special unit from the Special Defense Force will seal Hinamizawa and kill the villagers using poisonous gas. I've never heard of that before either. Classified confidential documents behind the scenes. Isn't that fun? Sorry. I don't really like talking about it. I have been interested in things that happen before I die, but not things that happen after I'm dead. Look at that, it's a new way to think about things. This disaster only takes place after I die. I had no idea that something like this occurs every single time. Rather, I'm the cause. If the enemy is capable of erasing an entire village, then killing a little girl like me won't be a problem at all. Hanyo's telling me to just talk to everyone. I can't really stand against an opponent like that. Anyway, the existence of this emergency manual changes everything. Takano's motive no longer makes sense. I thought our goal was for all the villagers to go mad and slaughter each other like demons. According to what Eri said, that won't even happen. The villagers will all be killed before it does. I'm not Takano, so I can't be sure, but I don't think that would be fun for her. Doesn't make sense to kill me for that purpose, especially since we've known each other for such a long time. Do you think it's possible for Takano and Mountain Dogs to kill me? Yes, come out swinging with a goddamn metal baseball bat to the face! Don't be stupid. That's just impossible. Takano-san's #1 priority is to protect you, and one of the Mountain Dog's main duties is to watch over you. That's simply unthinkable. Eri, even so, supposing Takano wanted to kill me, can you think of a reason for her doing so? Use a little brain noggin. No, I can't. She knows better than anyone about the dangers of the Queen Carrier. Besides, as you're well aware, she's very passionate about her research into the syndrome. Killing you would put an end to that source of her passion. But, Eri, Hinamizawa syndrome is supposed to be eradicated within 3 years, isn't it? In other words, you're just gonna destroy the disease. What does Takano think about that? Well, Hinamizawa syndrome is the target of treatment for me, but for Takano-san, it's research material. Actually, she's strongly against the plan to eradicate it within 3 years, and she has even made a trip to Tokyo to request an indefinite extension of the product from the board of directors. She wasn't successful, though. We're putting in little tiny seeds of doubt in your brain. Ah! Good. So what you're saying is that Takano wants to continue research, but Hinamizawa syndrome is going to be eradicated within 3 years. So Takano is going to lose the subject of her research, isn't she? I guess I can say that. Never thought about that way before. I think I see something here. The Erie Institute isn't a small organization. It's being managed by a lot of people and receives a great deal of funding. That's the only way they can even research the syndrome. Like, have you ever considered this even, like, outside the... Well, I guess it makes sense you haven't really considered it outside of that, honestly. You only just realize that Mountain Dogs had something to do with it, like, last fragment anyway. But, it must be a whole deal with shock that literally, this one small clinic here, as being hosted by a government agency, has thousands of people working on it, in secret. So the Erie Institute is planning to put an end to the research within 3 years. There really isn't much Takano can do about it. I mean, if it's all going to end anyway, Then maybe she wants to shake things up? No way. Something like that can possibly happen. But you know how she is, right? She would do it. She would kill me if she wanted to, don't you think? I like how you're just like pushing this without ever even saying that you think you're gonna get killed. This is like pushing a button and just trying to make them so stressed out about this topic. No way. No way. Something as horrible as that isn't just possible. I'm feeling I'm trying to see Takano's motive, but it seems like there must be more. After all, the project will continue for at least 3 additional years. It's possible that during those 3 years, Takano's request will be approved and the research will get an extension. In other words, the research is guaranteed to continue for a minimum of 3 more years. Given those 3 years, why is she so desperate now? Besides, I'm always killed in June 1983. The date may change a bit, but the month won't. It must be the result of her strong willpower. It would be one thing if the research was being terminated immediately. She still has 3 years, but she's already getting desperate. Her motive is too weak. She must be possessed of the strong conviction that it has to be June 1983. Yeah, well, actually, why does it have to be exactly in June? Why can't it be like, a first death, then that happens later? Like, again, like, I mean, what was the whole thing? Like, you can... Well, I guess it makes sense, and it all makes a lot more sense if you think about it. Both Tomotaki dies, she goes missing just to sell the fact of oh look, now the curse is spreading to other people, and then Rika dies shortly afterwards. That would cause a lot of stress over people in the government who know about that stuff, and it makes a lot of sense. I'm just wondering now how she was like gonna plan this if she didn't decide to choose it had to be in June. I'm wondering how her plan would have went instead. After that, no matter how I questioned Eri, they kept repeating that there was no way Takano would kill me, so I didn't see how he could be any more help. Because you're not saying that I think she's gonna kill me. However, if I'm able to explain Takano's motive, then I think he will be my ally. But for now, I think this is all I can do with him. I'm gonna talk to Tomotaki too. Tomotaki's a lot closer to Tokyo than Eri is. Okay, but I'm immediately just leave school right now and talk to him immediately. We don't need to do schooling. You already listen to the same exact lessons and lectures every single loop anyway. So you don't really need to retain the information even more. Man, Rika must have been incredibly bored after all that. Oh god. Maybe you can tell me something Eri can't. I hope I can learn some important things from him too. Not to convince him that Takano has a strong enough motive to kill me. Tomotaki should be visiting Hinamizawa around this time. He spends a lot of time with Takano, but he often takes walks by himself and enjoys photographing birds too. Oh yeah, like Keiichi literally just bumped into him on those walks randomly first installment. I think after that we only ever seen Tomotaki with Takano actually. Only with her. Literally every single time now. Huh. I'll try finding him when he's not with Takano and talking to him then. Just slowly stalk him and then pounce and ask questions, pester him with it, press him against the wall, jab your finger into the ribs, tell me what I need to know! Although Tomotaki does have strong feelings toward Takano, I'm worried he won't listen to me as seriously as Eri did. Thank you very much. I'm going back to the classroom. If you find out something about Takano, please let me know. Rika-san, why do you think Takano-san's trying to kill you? You haven't developed symptoms, have you? If you're doubting me, then would you like to run a test right now? I said some terrible things to the blue, so don't blame him for becoming suspicious. Exactly! However, thanks to the rapid diagnostic test Eri developed at this point, it was easy to prove with a syringe. It's like, are you literally just saying it's like, you just like nick a drop of blood from your finger in like a diabetic test, honestly. Just, you're on low in blood sugar, honestly. That whole thing. He managed to make it down to that level. Okay, that's cool. I just had to submit to the needle to show that I haven't developed terminal symptoms. The results were negative. Of course. It's just impossible for Takano-san to... Just impossible! The cognitive dissonance is setting in massively, yay. Maybe now Eri believes the possibility that Takano is trying to kill me. You have now spread the seeds around. I left the nurse's office. I hope Eri will grow curious about Takano and try to find out something about her. So how was it, Rika? I'm actually kind of I'm actually am glad that I'm in a case like Rika has forgotten about that because like it also has like an interesting thing of like like her relearning all this, but also asking the right questions, which like it'll coincide with just her trying to get a better grasp of Takano, which she probably would have maybe like if she, like what was it like it's just like just get her own brain back into order and like how to approach Takano honestly instead of just oh like instead of just having the whole entire thing of like maybe if like Rika actually remembered the last fragment she probably would have been extremely angry and like probably got to the other sense so maybe it was a blessing in disguise that she forgot everything. It's a blessing forgot in disguise and she was told all this secondhandly by Hanyo honestly maybe that was way better honestly. It's like the layer disconnect until she figures everything out, and then by then she'll get angry, or at least not have a at least it's a clear more in a clear has a clear head to figure things out and get a plan together. So how was it, Rika? Did you find anything? Well, yes and no. It's hard to say, but there are a couple interesting things. One is how the Ear Institute is trying to eradicate the syndrome within 3 years. Takano doesn't like the idea. She went to Tokyo to petition for the continuation of her research, but they refused. That might cause her to become desperate. The second is this thing called Emergency Manual 34. Supposedly, if I die, I will be executed and the whole village will be murdered by poisonous gas. They said that when I die, the villagers will develop terminal symptoms, right? First I thought that Takano wants to be dead because she wants to see that happen, but since there's such an emergency manual, the village would be gone long before then. So that can't be her motive. And yeah, actually, the whole thing with the manual too, that actually raises trying to get more to the heart of the matter. Yeah, if it wasn't for like the existence of that manual, which honestly, no matter what, even like a more like this kind of setting, honestly, it would happen. Like some like a plan like that would happen like government level. If it wasn't for that, it would probably be like she would probably just be a completely one note villain like that. Then, Every time I ask Erie, he says that it is impossible. According to him, Takano understands the importance of the situation better than anybody. Therefore, she doesn't have any reason to kill me. I know. I've only asked Erie so far. It's possible we can learn more information or wisdom from other people too. Have you actually talked to Tomataki before you realize this, Takano? Well, outside the whole thing of like bumping into him, like like the shrine, and like Keiichi's around and hears with the whole curse or Yashiro or something like that. Have you actually talked to him like one on one? That's right. Unless we bring everyone's power together, a miracle won't occur. We need to get everyone's true powers together. You knew that miracle defeated enemies. Hey, it's almost lunchtime. Oh my good god, you were in the nurse's office for quite a while. That'd be a good chance to talk to everyone. Though, the problem is whether or not they'll take it seriously when I talk to them. When they start talking about the Secret Society Tokyo, they'll obviously ask what manga I'm talking about. I need to figure out a good way to discuss it so I can avoid misunderstandings. Aw, Hoshi, yes. It'd be better to be honest with them, without really thinking too much about it. Let it all out of your system. Just start rambling and ranting about it. Do you really think so? Yeah. Let's just try. Tell them in their way I'll teach you, and I'm sure they'll take you seriously and help out. I'm still not sure, but Hanyo seems very confident. Hanyo spent her life observing various people. She never talked to me indirectly before this life, but she knows her better than I do. I talked to everyone during lunchtime, in the way that Hanyo taught me. Wait, are you skipping over that? Okay, good. I swear, if you're just gonna say I taught to everyone at lunchtime, and after that, I immediately ran out to get Tomataki, then my good gosh, that's a missed opportunity right there. Ugh. That sure is interesting. And then? It's amazing, Rika-chan. How do you come up with things like that? You're gonna be a best-selling writer! Oh, I know. You're so talented. If you work on it a little more, you can end up with a really great manga. I don't know what to say. I thought maybe something was bothering you because you've been looking good since this morning. Why didn't you come to me first? See? I told you that you could count on them. Count on them, huh? It all comes down to how you put it, I guess. This old man can create application forms, make rough drafts, ink, tone, draw backgrounds, typeset and proofread, take manuscripts to a printer, publish, distribute, and support. He can do it all. Good thing you came to him. Okay. Wow. You sure are great, Mia. You can be a cartoonist, an editor, a publisher, and a bookstore owner all at once. Yeah, have fun trying to do that, like, literally as your job, like, have fun multitasking 5 different sets of jobs all at once in a single day, then week, then month, then year. Really? My dad says things like that too. Is doing everything yourself in style now? I'm curious what kind of comic Michan would write. I'm curious. Oh, wait, are you saying that the Mion is really gonna steal the idea and make it for herself? My good god, this is plagiarism. Plagiarism, I say. Hold on. You're getting sidetracked. Let's help Rika out, alright? Wait, what? What the hell were they talking about before? You haven't even said a word about it to them yet? What the fuck were they talking about before this? I told them I wanted to write a comic book and need their help to decide a few things. Oh. If I spoke to them about this normally, they might question my sanity, but to see things change as dramatically with just a little preface. Hanyo, you're pretty good. Oh, that was your plan. Okay, that's kind of good. Just like say all this straight out, every single small detail, and then when something actually comes up that proves all this is true, or like they all like find out and like they find some snippet from the clinic or hear some kind of talk about it, like, oh hey Rika, someone was talking about your shoot already. Did you tell anyone else about this? No. Then how did they know about it? Well, anyway, so if this queen carrier dies, the village will be destroyed because it's an emergency measure. That's the focus, right? My goodness, if there really was someone like that, she better be very careful. I'm mistaken, poof, the whole village would disappear. We should just capture her, wrap her in bubble wrap, and put her in storage or something. I don't know if technically Rika's done in the past, so but if she hasn't, then that might be a good plan. Maybe. But she gets killed, right? They know her death will create a disaster. Why would they kill her? Why? That's just it. The bad people at the research center know what will happen, yet they're trying to kill me. I mean, they're trying to kill me. I mean, the queen carrier. What was that again? Nothing. Just can't think of a good explanation for why. I need to think of a good plot line. I need help with this, guys. I kind of see an outline of the motive, though. Can they actually find a hint without knowing any of the actual details? That's so simple. The fact that the entire village is destroyed if the queen carrier dies is the motive in of itself. Mion laughed as she casually voiced what was on her mind. But Mion, this villain wants to research the disease more, so there's no way she put an end to it herself. It's not a big problem. Just set some masterminds pulling strings behind the villain. That or some villain who's just using the villain. A villain who wants to use Takano. Listen, the queen dies, the village is plunged to chaos. They're covered up, a mass execution operation is carried out. Fundamentally, this is a countermeasure against the worst possible outcome, a trump card that must never be played. Because playing it causes disaster of its own, even if it settles the previous situation. You're right. In politics, they always talk about who takes responsibility for this and who resigns for that. If in fact a mass execution like that was to take place, someone had to explain that and take responsibility. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, you're saying that's about context and the fall for it. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense. I guess that makes sense if that's what Nomura's plan is then, technically speaking. Although, that kind of did pretend to be dead, so who technically is? Unless, like, you're going to be in a roundabout way, just blaming on Eerie then. So, which makes, I guess, more sense, so. But so other than that, then that raises a whole lot of other questions. Well, it's a secret operation, so I'm sure it won't be made public, but there will be many people questioned within the Tokyo organization, that's for sure. Isn't it a motive for killing the Queen Carrier? Why? Who benefits from such chaos? There are plenty of people. Think about it. The wind always blows in one direction. Oh my gosh, the wind analogy again. For some people it's a headwind, and for others it's a tailwind. There are always people who gain and people who lose. I see. Okay, you're now thinking along this terms of him making and constructing a trap. Then you are fooling the zone now. Look, C's the perfect person to talk to you about this. Oh, my brain finds this quite stimulating. In other words, if something like that happens, there will be some people who have to take responsibility for it. Like, all of you are just, like, happily, like, talking about this without really noticing about all the massive cruelty taking place right underneath behind everything. It makes sense, but still, it's so fucking funnily jarring. And their enemies will gain from it, whoever they are. That's right. There are always different powers and factions within an organization. Especially if it's a huge mastermind organization like this. Tokyo? I'm sure many different people there have hidden agendas. In other words, there are plenty of people who want to rule over others. And there are plenty of reasons assessing the Queen Carrier. Are you saying that... I mean, if the bad person doesn't have a reason, that there could be people who have reasons to kill the Queen Carrier in Tokyo? Yes, it's even expanding even more further. We're dealing with people who are outside of the village itself, and we're kids. We can't go outside. We can't leave the town and, like, try to find them down. And this is the last world. How? This is literally just completely just out of scope now. How do we deal with this? There you go. You got it. Also, what about this backstory from the bad person in the secret research center? She wants to keep her research going, but it's already been decided it'll end within 3 years, right? So this researcher is about to see all the research turn to naught. That means all the fruits of her life's work are about to be ruined, and she's under extreme duress. Not only that, I think her pride must be hurt too. That's true. The value of the research this bad person has spent half her life on isn't being acknowledged by the people at the top. They even told her that it'll be shut down within 3 years. That must be tough. It's hard when other people deny that which you've worked so hard to accomplish. What do you got? Yeah, I know. Amazing. My friends really are the best. This must sound like a real motive for Takano. So what would this bad person do then? Well, of course, the first thing she'd do would be to appeal to her bosses. She'd probably try to explain to Tokyo about how important and valuable research is, and ask them not to shut it down. But, well, if Tokyo just said, yes, got it, continue research, we'll increase your budget too, then it wouldn't be much of a comic. That's what you're saying, then I'm basically this entire life right now is a comic now. My good gosh. So the bosses at Tokyo are sure to turn her request down hard and thoroughly. They tell her that their work is a waste of time, then it should be scrapped immediately or something like that. Eri told me Takano had gone to Tokyo to request an extension in her research. He also said that her request was denied. Oh, can you imagine her anger having her life's work mocked by her superiors? There are, then, only 2 options open to her. Sadako, what are they? That's easy. She can cry herself to sleep over it, or she can take revenge. Why not both? Keiichi and Sadako gave each other a high five. Well, lying down and taking it wouldn't be really very interesting either. In that case, the villainous researcher, who let her research more than anyone, more than life itself, starts growing desperate, and beginning she should at least end it herself, rather than letting someone else end it for her. All because of her pride. Oh. And that's where the hidden agenda from Tokyo comes in. No way! Have fun. The only way you can figure this out is you get Tomotaki or Ira on your side, which by this point, oh good god, that's gonna be a lot of mental gymnastics to get them to do that. By this point, even the straight truth is not gonna help out at all. This is why manipulating people works. It will work. It will work. Manipulate them with your Queen Carrier charms, Rika. Send them to listen to you and convince them, persuade them with the power of good vibes. God. You mean the idea that someone will gain what the village has thrown this disaster and they're forced to take responsibility? Exactly. The villainous researcher is depressed after having her life's work rejected. But by rallying her up the right way, it can cause a tragedy in the village without soiling your own hands. Then they can take their time investigating and demanding responsibility. Well done. Just wipes off the dust off their hands. Like, well done, team. Just go on to the next village to pillage, then. They can take their time investigating and demanding responsibility. Well done. See? That's right. There's more, though. This villain is depressed after having her life's work rejected, right? So one of the young leaders plotting to kick a member of Tokyo down until the latter dispatches his own agent to entice this villain. She's depressed because her reason for existing was trampled on, right? If someone tells her that he believes in her and such, she'll fall for it easily. The stronger a person's pride is, the easier they'll fall for that kind of encouragement. That means the bad person's simply being used by our evil masterminds. Well, this happens a lot in action shows. Like, Chikano's really just the evil lackey. You know how, like, someone devotes his life to an evil organization, but after one mistake, he gets eliminated? But in this story, the evil researcher has to be eliminated for sure, right? The mastermind, there's no point letting her stick around. That's right. This poor, bad person. She thinks she's gotten an evil little part to play, but by the end, her life's work is insulted, she gets used by the masterminds, and after all of that, she gets killed. Although she's a bad person, people may sympathize with her for what she has to go through. But I guess that's what makes the story interesting. Don't you think? They just all stare at Rika. Does it sound like a good idea to make for your manga now? We can use that in the next issue. How, I can only listen to them talk. They are truly amazing. They really are. It is very possible, especially if I think about Takano's character. Come to think of it, he kept repeating this, that isn't possible a whole lot. That's literally just pure wholesale denial, honestly. Not literally just him, he doesn't think it's possible, the whole fact of him, he's literally just trying to deny himself, honestly, nothing else, okay? Literally that. He knows it deep down in his heart, into his soul that could happen. He just don't think about it at all. Which means that those words could be a reflection of how possible it might really be. Okay, that's a weird way to put it. I'm sure my friends can answer that question. I'm gonna ask them, so let's ask them. Share a secret nod with Hanyo. Then why is she so desperate when she still has 3 years left? And that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't make a difference if you're getting executed tomorrow or 3 days later, right? It's just a matter of the length of her probation. This bad person doesn't feel like she has 3 years left. She feels like she's been sentenced to die in 3 years. That's just what the masterminds want. They're the ones controlling this bad person. I think it's the masterminds who want to destroy the village at this particular time, not the bad person. Man, if only Kazumi was still, stayed alive for, maybe, another couple years, honestly, then, all this wouldn't have happened. It probably still would anyway, but still. This is a huge operation, you know? Has to succeed. The death of the Queen Carrier isn't their only key to success. Whoever's at the top has to decide to go ahead with the emergency measure. Responsibility is shifted to operation aside. They have to take care of things like preparation, or, rather, they have to figure out the perfect time to do the most damage. Yeah, the Wanton Nagashi Festival is honestly the perfect time for that. But honestly, again, that goes to the question, if they miss that deadline, which, that's the reason why, that's why, they had to, they changed it to Rika and really, kill her and everyone else, in the last installment so quickly, that time, was because it was the Wanton Nagashi Festival. But if that didn't happen, if they missed that deadline and they stayed alive for, for an entire month, would they still do it, in July? Or, they would just wait until next year then? I have, wasting a lot of time, actually. Probably, by the time, they actually missed the June window, actually. Their plan is pretty much ruined. They have to think of something else in the top, honestly. So, yeah. Yeah. So in the end, after this bad person gets used, she's eliminated. She's the villain, but I feel sorry for her. I see. And they're just, using the words of Mion, honestly. Just by Mion, not Mion herself, just Takano by herself. And honestly, the story did fail a tiny bit, I guess, like boring in that sense, but with actually that behind her, it does make things even more, tense, honestly, because like yeah, with that whole entire thing, like it just seems like a just normal, straightforward, one-note villain. Nothing else interesting happening so far, but also just the whole talking point trying to make her sympathetic, honestly. So, it's like literally just trying to get someone. It's like if you try to get your audience to like pay attention to like like a two-dimensional character. It's like saying come on, just flip the character over, like just change your thinking immediately. There's a different side to her. Look, I know she's done all this terrible thing in this side of her personality, but look, she's fine if you look at the other side. Just flip her over. Yeah, no. I see, Okay, let me move on to the most important thing. We're still outlining it, so just pay attention, please. To defeat them, how can the Queen Carrier girl fight back? She's the main character in my story. Huh. That sounds interesting. So the girl they're trying to kill has to run from the evil people, right? It depends on how you serialize it. If you want a long series, coming with a new pursuers and assassins one after another will let you go on for a long time. I possibly want a short-term and concentrated series. I burst out laughing at Hanya's metaphor. It works, okay? It works, though. Okay, then. We just have to take care of the bad person quickly and shoot for a happy ending. It's more exciting to fight than to run. But the main character is just a naughty little girl, right? How can she fight? Scrunch face, stroke chin. Girls nowadays aren't powerless. She might appear to be a cute, weak girl, but she's secret hidden powers. You hear that, Rika? An S-rank hunter with the blood of royalty. And her nickname is the Ebony Fallen Angel. Okay. Aw, okay. That sounds like the lame original character of some middle schooler. Yes, the angst. Okay, she's dead. Hey, Mion, what's wrong? Do you have a stomachache or something? Fine. This old man is just not talented enough. Or like the name sounds cool, but like meh. I'd probably just appreciate it, enjoy, like I just find it amusing. Mion, you can do it. Fight through the middle schooler phase. When you read that manga 10 years from now, it may be so bitter you writhe in agony. The cringe is real. I don't know exactly what Mion's trying to say, but anyway, the main character is a weak little girl and she doesn't have any special weapons. If anything, she's good at acting innocent. Also, she's mean and she abuses me with spicy food. That sounds good. Let's do that when we get home. I'll try that starting tonight. Wait. Oh my good god, your tastes are still synced up even though you're literally you corporalize and everyone can see you and talk to you. Okay. Well, I see. So she's just a regular girl, huh? But a story where a character like that beats such a conspiracy is gonna be difficult. No way, it's impossible. She can win without at least gathering a variety of weapons and skills to operate a radio and a helicopter. Oh my god. Either that or professional survivalist who underwent special forces training with the Soviets. That is someone capable of causing confusion in their ranks with just a truck and a few weapons once they're in the jungle. Okay. I have a feeling if Mion Sotoko were the main character, were the main character's friends, that's the problem right there. Huh? This old man? Sure, if he was a character, he changed the whole story. My fighting techniques and leadership skills are unparalleled. Plus, the story took place here in this village. My familiarity with the area is top-notch, too. So, do you happen to, know where the best place to go for this village in case, something happens in real life? You know, just a hypothetical. Besides, anyone who makes an enemy of Sadako is as good as dead. Ain't I right? I don't know what kind of secret unit this bad person has, but they're nothing compared to my traps. The main character and I barricade ourselves in the hills. No enemy could lay his fingers on her. That's a vote of confidence right there, honestly. I'm not even being sarcastic. That's actually a vote of confidence. Yeah. If she holds up a Sadako in the hills behind us, their assailants will need either a bombardment incapable of crossing the whole thing, or a Hanoi-class heavy bomber at least. It sounds like Sadako knows how to make a pipe bomb from the sound of that. Even if they led with that before entering the mountain, they'd still take on severe casualties. Furthermore, I'd be commanding the operations. Well, her assailants better be prepared for casualties in par with the Iwo Jima landing. What? Right, Sadako? Oh, they better bring a nuclear warhead if they want to fight me in the hills. Just nuke the entire town. True, Sadako would be amazing in the hills, but are you sure you can defeat the mountain, the bad person's helpers? For the sake of argument, let's call a group of bad people, the assassins, the mountain dogs, just for no reason, okay? Just to make the metaphor more clearer. They are professionals, you know. Surprise attacks and traps are effective against anyone. The Vietnam War is a good example. Okay. The US Army, the most powerful military in the world, couldn't stand up against the jungle. A multitude of traps set by someone who knows the area well will go a very long way. Are you saying Sadako's traps will work on them too? See, this is exactly why Sadako is best character. She's the most important person here. Like, look, look, I knew there's something special about her, like, and there's something good about her even before all this. Before, like, even the fucking series even focused on her. She's great, okay? She's good, okay? Intuition. Of course. Not only that, they'd be very effective. The purpose of the traps isn't just to ensnare their victims. They also make people extremely afraid. I thought I said feral for a second there. They are professionals, so they'll be extra careful. Therefore, the commander will become indecisive. He will decide whether to go into the hills or not. That means we gain more time. So they will need at least a bombardment to capture us. Okay, now Rika, after hearing all this, the next best thing you can do is literally just to make this a new club activity and make them go all along with it until they realize that it's actually all real. And until then, literally just get everyone together to play act this so we get more experience and get in the mindset of the main character of this manga, okay? Okay? That's how we do this. That's how we set everything up. That's how we get... Just tell them if we need to go that far. We need to get more inspiration. We gotta make sure things like hit hard for the reader and the audience. It has to hit. It literally just has to hit them right in the feels, in the gut. Literally punch them in the gut. They would need at least a bombardment to capture us. This isn't war, so they probably won't go that far. I definitely don't think it's possible. I mean, Mia was a professional when it comes to deciding on tactics. I mean, she definitely, like, learned about, well, she knows combat and stuff like that just from, just from her own family's history, honestly, and the entire thing of him, Technically, it didn't mention before she knows how to, like, use a radio or a helicopter anyway. And that's immediately why she brought that up anyway. And she's saying that Sadako's traps will be more than effective, even against the mountain dogs. That's very reassuring. I mean, literally, honestly, it did. Like the last fragment, so yes. Well, the flip side of traps is that they can only be used to defend, and it takes a long time to set them up. Also, traps don't discriminate. Sadako's hills meet all the requirements, though. They don't discriminate. But, you could make traps that can kill, though, right? But, I don't think Sadako would even want to do that, honestly, so, unless she realizes the actual threat, so we can't really ask her that. That's true. Nobody goes into the hills, and Sadako-chan's traps are already everywhere. The main character can barricade herself in just by going there. If I'm gonna be there, it won't be just a simple barricade. I'm gonna use this as a diversion to draw away the enemy's main force, then launch a surprise attack. I might have thought of where exactly you're gonna barricade yourself in. Or just gonna make a little treehouse, a little bush fort, or maybe the next best thing of literally make traps everywhere in the hills and the fields, honestly, and then, oh my god, like ironically just holding up within the dam, like the abandoned dam product headquarters, honestly. I mean, there's a fence, and there wasn't anything that CG background, maybe some barbed wire, and just juke it out right there. Drawing the enemy in deep and attacking from behind when their defenses are light is the rudimentary tactic for an ambush and counterattack. Repelling them at the beachhead is the height of hard-headedness. You're now going to military strategies, which I have no experience with. Aww. Michan and Sadako-chan are so cool. But, aw, Keiichi and I are left out. And all of us will be the main characters. And we'll fight them off together. There you go. That's better. Okay. Now that we're all in on it, it's like this is the club members versus an evil organization, huh? Just make this a giant play thing, honestly. And just make the club activities do that in the hills, okay? I don't know what kind of a bad person I don't know what kind of a bad person this is, but I feel sorry for her and her friends. I don't know how powerful they are. Fighting face-to-face is one thing, but we use our knowledge of the terrain. They have no chance of winning. If they want to defeat us here in Hinamizawa, they'll need to bring an Overlord-class army to bear. Or wizards. That will fight off even that. Mian laughed, and everyone nodded along. Amazing. So I think if we try our best, we can defeat even the mountain dogs. If we fight directly, we'll be taken down immediately, even if we use a surprise attack. But if we set traps and we have enough of them, who knows? See, Rika? Your friends are very reliable. You're right. I don't know why I never told him anything until now. Again, literally, still, why didn't you? My gosh. Well, even if it's something you can't do alone, you can do it with your friends. If only a miracle can make it happen. If we all try our hardest, it can be done easily. That's what a miracle is. My heart is pounding. What is this emotion? It's called hope. You have more hope coins now added to your heart. I feel like nothing is impossible to work together with them. Hanya told me that, in a different world, they defeat the worst scenario of all, the one where Teppei comes home. I don't remember it, but something tells me deep inside the exact same kind of miracles would happen in this world too. Me, and everyone else too. We want a lot more ideas. How can we defeat this conspiracy? Please tell me a lot more. And then I'm literally just go a step further and I'm trying to augment it into actual reality. That's your next phase of attack here, Rika. Strategy. And I guess in a roundabout sense, this technically is you manipulating your friends on us to do this, but you're manipulating them for their own safety, okay? That's a difference. That's a big difference here. I'd only asked for Tomotaki. Oh, hi. But Iria come with them. Look at that! Now we have another person. Actually, this might actually like lead to an interesting conversation. Then since Iria now has knows what Rika's gonna talk about again. So Tomotaki leans against the wall. I want to talk to you about your girlfriend. Oh, good God, Irie says. Irie must be bothered by what I told him this morning. They can't come to a conclusion on his own, so he wants Tomotaki to listen to me too. Oh, you literally... Okay, Irie just heard about him, like brought you all the way here. Okay. Understanding that he wouldn't interrupt us, Irie sat down a little distance away. And after this, probably, Akasaka and Oishi will, like, come barging straight in, like, and just, like, ask Rika, like, what's happening. I heard from Dr. Irie. Why are you suspicious of Takano-san? She knows better than anyone that your death would cause a disaster. Besides, Takano-san has been good to you and Sadako-chan, right? And to say this about her now, don't you think that's a little ungrateful? I expect this from Tomotaki. If I was in the same mood as I was this morning, I probably wouldn't have continued. But having expected this, I'm able to continue without getting upset. Tomotaki? Oh, good God. Yes, best music! I love this music so much. I love it so much. Please be honest with me. I want you to really think about it too. Of course, Takano wouldn't kill me under normal circumstances, but can you absolutely guarantee that she would never do so? What do you mean? New sprite! Look at that! He's angry. Look what you've done, Rika. Takano's devoted her life to the research of the syndrome. Isn't that true? Yeah? Just between you and me, she's the most important person in this institution. Dr. Yuri's position is just a formality, and Takano-san's the one who's really been leading the research. This is supposed to be a secret, but the syndrome was discovered by her grandfather. Takano-san respects him greatly. I mean, she opened the Erie Institute so she could continue and complete his research. So, how does she feel now about being told the project will be shutting down within 3 years? Takano even went to Tokyo and requested an extension, but it was denied, right? Can you say then the meaning of her life itself is being denied? Don't you think she's hurt? Yes. Rika-chan, where did you hear all that? Sources. Tomataki went silent for a moment. He must have realized I'm not just saying random things. They're pointed. It is true that Kano-san went to see the board of directors, that she was evaluated extremely poorly. From what I've heard, they really ridiculed her work. She was told that the research product was a waste of money. She's been acting normally, but I think she's really hurt by it, yeah. See? So how can you be so sure that she won't become desperate, thinking that her research is going to be shut down anyway? No, not Takano-san. She would never kill me. That's impossible. That's the same thing Eri said. He kept saying it was impossible, yet he couldn't deny it completely. He repeated the same phrase over and over to refute that possibility, trying to get that little cognitive distance in your brain then. Denial, 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 straight through the brain, denial! The first of the 5 stages of the grief. In fact, even though we know Takano's the enemy, we can only guess at her motive. The only way to find out is to tie her down and make her confess with a knife! But there's meaning to making Tomataki become suspicious of Takano. It's even important to do that so that he'll become my ally. Of course, this is also a strategy devised by our club leader. It's a rather scary thing to imagine, but Takano-san wouldn't get anything from your death. Not by herself. I can understand her becoming desperate, but she has self-control. Time heals all wounds. Time heals all wounds. Yes, you give enough time. Isn't it easier to see the heartbroken? Deceive? What do you mean? Yeah, they're technically in a vulnerable position sometimes, and oh my good god. Tomataki, if I die, something terrible happened, right? The emergency manual will be executed and the whole village will be destroyed. How'd you fucking learn about that? You've been reading through the confidential documents. You broke into the clinic. What have you done? Is that right? I had no idea. Tomataki isn't good at covering his lies. He's not a good politician. It shows that he's bad at hiding things since he's innately honest, which makes him a nice person. You told me already. I don't want to waste time, so let's be open about this, okay? You can join the conversation now, Eri. Come on, just slide into frame. The emergency manual is a last resort, so if it's actually executed, it'll be a disaster, right? The Tomataki seemed to be wondering if he should confirm the existence of the emergency manual. The fact that Eri already told me about it, combined with me being the Queen Carrier, prompted him to confirm it, albeit hesitantly. Yeah, it'll be a disaster. It's not easy to erase an entire village. We'll have to cross several dangerous bridges, and it's not humane even if it becomes necessary. It truly will be a disaster. Well, I'll be straight with you. Someone will benefit from that situation. No way. There can't be. Look, if you have trouble thinking about it, then just think about this. In one simple word. Starting with the letter P. Politics. There won't be any gains. They'll develop into a hunt for blame, and in the worst case, the problem might expand past Tokyo into the government. Well, in which case, there's so no benefit from that commotion, isn't there? If the emergency manual is executed, there'll be someone forced to sign off on it. Afterward, they'll start an investigation into the people who allowed the situation to get to that point. To be specific, those in charge of organizing the Eri Institute. Won't those manipulators be forced to take the blame and be driven out of Tokyo? I'm not sure. There's a limited number of posts. People are constantly vying for them. So would it be that strange if there was someone hoping to steal a seat by letting a fuse in this dangerous bomb be called the emergency manual? They could remain hidden in a safe place and smugly fill the empty seat after everything's blown up. New coffee cup, honestly. Yeah, Plus, I remember there was a line that Rika even herself, mentioned, said it before them, that every single time, it was always Sakano and Tomataki who died first, and then she died. And she put that in her brain that until those two die, she's perfectly safe. Which honestly, by the end of the day, was completely accurate, because if Rika was killed first, then the very first thought of who the blame would go into Takano. And as long as she pretends that she's dead here, the blame would then be shifted onto Eri instead then. Because even though Because even though, like, Eerie is meant to be the person, like, on the product responsible for being the director, many people probably just go to her first, honestly. If they are in the know-how, anyway. So, yeah. All this is what Mion suggested. She didn't know a thing about Tokyo, but yet she struck its core so hard even Tomataki was shaken. Mion is the greatest commander and strategist our club could ever have. Man, like, honestly, I would need to learn all more strategy stuff even more because of that stuff. My good gosh. Learning onto this level and having an immediate form of attack, and like even just like thinking of details like this so quickly. Tomataki folded his arms. He's starting to lose his cool. You can go to a fan nearby. We can go into one of these shrines that can get some AC, you know, or go into a car. Oh, she's car. I think he realizes that what I'm saying isn't mere nonsense. Very pointed. Just like you're just using an invisible corkboard right here and just tying red threads and pins together. And he's forced to see it, press right against the goddamn rough textured board. It's true that a big shot in Tokyo just passed away. He lit a power vacuum, there's a political struggle going on over it. Even the Ear Institute's client, the output product, had its board of directors purged and reformed. So it's been talk of immediately shutting down the research in order to make an example of the Ear Institute, since it's supported by the old faction. So if I die, emergency manual is executed. The Ear Institute and the board of directors behind it, as well as the faction that supports them, will be held responsible. Normally, the Hinamizawa syndrome and other dangerous bombs associated with it are safe because only Tokyo knows about them. Dangerous bombs. And when there's an enemy within Tokyo itself, Hinamizawa becomes a bomb that's all too easy to detonate. Okay, you're talking metaphorically, because I was wondering why you suddenly brought bombs entirely, because I'm pretty sure that's something completely new here. There's like hidden pipe bombs, like, you know, detonator remote bombs hidden all around the village in case the great gas disaster plant doesn't work, and they just blow everything at the smithereens, honestly. Like, okay. That is something you made up, Rika-chan? No. Is it a fabrication? Or is it the truth? I don't know. I think about what's going on in Tokyo, I guess it is possible for some people to think things like that. Tomataki, you're a good person. You're a very good person who believes in his close friend. So know if I say these things to that Tomataki, you'll never accept him. I have to bring this up with the first Lieutenant Tomataki, auditor for the Ear Institute. So swap masks, right now. You aren't saying... Are you saying that it's Takano-san? Yes. Her request was denied, as was her own life. Not only that, she was denounced by the board of directors, so she's very hurt. You should know that, since you're always with her, Tomataki. Is there any chance that someone seeking to use that heartbroken Takano approached her, instigating her into action? People who are hurt often open their hearts to whoever claims to understand them. Or at least in some cases, like, they kind of, like, sort of, like, not in a sense of, like, you know, try to reveal all of it, but, like, they leave tiny bits and pieces because there's always that thing of, you're incredibly vulnerable and you actually want help. And you leave small openings there for people to, either, like, give good advice and all of that. Like, even it can just be in a roundabout sense, just, you're being subtle about it, and you just want help, and you just want someone to give a good advice about it, or, like, you know, figure out what's happening, just to like come step in and help. Honestly, there's a lot of things that go into that. Someone like that might approach Takano to start something that will lead to chaos in Tokyo. Tomataki insisted that Takano-san would never do that. Tomataki immediately, we're not trying to talk to friend Tomataki mode, we're trying to talk to Lieutenant Tomataki mode. Swap it down. Press button. Swap forms right now, please. Literally go into your outfit right now. Literally, please. We can talk to that person. He repeated a few more times, but then he fell silent again. Tomataki is an adult. Astute observation. He must have experienced some heartbreaking events himself. And that's why I can understand that Takano's very hurt. It's possible that someone was using her. I understand what you want to say. I should clear some issues first before I can truly trust Takano-san, huh? Tomataki. I'll get in touch with both Okanogi-kun from Mountain Dogs and the Tokyo office to see if there have been suspicious reports regarding Takano-san lately. Mountain Dog's specialty is counterintelligence, after all. No. Mountain dogs are on Takano's side. What? This is someone who persuaded Takano. Of course they're taking measures for the mountain dogs as well. That isn't possible. Every single step of the way, just Rika talking about this now, just slowly just creating a giant, like, dark miasma of doubt, and what can I even do in your mind right now? And Eri, where are you? Why are you... You introduced Tomataki here, but you haven't spoken a word, honestly. You're just, like, watching this exchange happen, like, what is happening? Mountain dogs are a special counterintelligence unit. And if there was a collaborator in the Erie Institute, it would be very difficult so long as they were attending to their duties. But the mountain dogs themselves were... Can that be? But... Tomataki, please look into both Takano and the mountain dogs. Eri is on my side, but he doesn't know too much about Tokyo. Well, in a sense, anyway. That's true. I'm just a researcher. No position is just a formality for their convenience. That's why I can't clear Rika-san's suspicions by myself. I understand. I've been told that there's a possibility that your institute could become rebellious. That's the reason why I'm here. I'll start investigating Takano-san and the mountain dogs right away. Thank you for believing me. This is the first time you actually have. First time? Nothing. I've been locked away many worlds, but Tomataki actually finally listened to me. He'll be a very strong ally in the fight against Takano. Also, I'm grateful for my friends who prepared me to talk to them. I got information in the current situation from Eri, my friends analyze it, and because of that, managed to get Tomataki to listen. Now, with this new information, you go right back to your friends the next day, or like, you call them up and like, guys, you have no idea, I thought of a really cool idea to add to the mastermind villain for our manga. And just bounce even more ideas off. Just as Hanyo said. I couldn't have done anything if I kept thinking about it all alone. But after talking to my friends, things are already changing. Actually, I'm going to hiding soon today. Mion's house is a secret base and that's perfect for that. Wait, oh my god, Mion is actually allowing me to do that? I haven't talked to Mion about it yet, but you literally just waltz through the gate of her house and like Mion's like, oh hi Rika, do you have more ideas than manga? No, I'm gonna hide in your basement from now. What? Have fun. I don't think you understand my request now. So if you find anything, please get in touch with her. Starting today, please act like I've gone missing. Understood. I think that's the safest too. I'll act like I usually do, so people don't grow suspicious. But I'll be careful, of course. Now, dearie, please act normal as well. Well, add some tiny bit of thing if you're nervous and don't know where Rika is. Honestly, add that in there into your personality, okay? Don't act like everything is right in the world, okay? Add that little tiny bit of nervous energy that Rika's gone, okay? Add that little thing to your little behavior, okay? But always be on your guard. I understand. I'll be very cautious. Tomataki, please be careful yourself. I have a feeling you might be assassinated within a few days. Okay. This is the part that he has never taken seriously. Please, hear what I'm saying. Okay. I'll be extra careful. Thank you. Then Tomataki turned around all of a sudden. Eri and I sensed something odd from his behavior and grew tense. Then, we heard some footsteps. Oh, hi! Is it you, Mr. Policeman? Or Mountain Dogs? No, Mr. Policeman. I've been so careless. Did somebody overhear us? Did Akano and our people hear what we're saying? Hi. I'll never forget that laugh as long as I live. It's the true demon in disguise! Well, I guess technically messenger, but still. Hello. What an interesting group here. Well, yeah, like two adults and a kid, talking about serious business whispering behind everyone's backs. Dr. Eri, Tomataki-san, and Rika-san. I've been in Hinamizawa quite often, but never seen you three together before. Oh, hello. Okay, here comes the hatred bond. Oh, hello, Oishi-san. Huh? Is today the meeting day for Nagashi? It's still so early. If it's not, then you better have to leave us be. Eri tried to change the subject, but obviously Oishi had overheard everything. Tomotaki from Tokyo is okay, but it's too early for Oishi from the police department to get involved. Things are already complicated. Why does he have to show up now? Anyway, this isn't good. Well, when I went to your house, Hojo-san told me you were here. What happened to run to your secret meeting? Sorry to bother you, though. The air froze, leaving only silence. The way Oishi's speaking makes it obvious that he's trying to sniff things out. I bet he only heard a part of our conversation, so he can't grasp exactly what we were talking about. The last thing you heard was, "Be careful, Tomotaki, he might be assassinated," and Oishi's like, what the hell is happening? And that's why he's trying to make us confess the whole thing. Oh, no, don't look at me like that. I'm getting embarrassed. Well, I brought some with me today. Some Rika-san would love to see you again. I wonder if you remember Rika-san. Because if you don't, he might even start crying, bawling, like crawling to the floor and rolling around in tears. He rolls down the hill and sprains his ankle. What? Who? I can only think of one person. But did he ever come here in June 1983? Technically, he did, but you immediately forgot about it, so... But who else would come to visit me? Some long, unknown distant relatives. Another Rika Furude. Another Hanyo Furude. Come on in. Hello. Oishi encourages a virile young man. What? Why use that word? Encourages a virile young man to enter. He looked a lot more mature than the last time I saw him. Akasaka. Thank you for remembering me, Rika-chan. You won't tell me to go back to Tokyo this time, will you? Yes, go back. Go on vacation. Akasaka... Akasaka! I remember how you helped me. Rather, maybe I forgot at some point. But if I forgot about it completely, I would regret it. So I recalled it. I knew I'd forgotten something, so I forced my brain to remember it, and that's why I'm here. I forced myself to remember. You told me to call Yuki, because I did. She avoided getting in an accident. You saved her life. And I'm here now out of gratitude. I feel like I've forgotten about it for a long time. But now I finally remember her. Sorry to make you wait for so long. That's right, you made me wait forever. And... now you show up in this final world. You wait until the very last minute. How dare you? Akasaka, Akasaka! I'm your ally no matter what. I believe everything you tell me. And I will defeat whoever's trying to kill you. Akasaka remembered some strange things he taught to me. He remembered the sad world where he lost his wife working in the kidnapping case in Hinamizawa. He forgot about me because of the despair and only remembered her afterwards. I'm just gonna find it funny if, Akasaka last time did not remember any other world, but, was there just to follow along with Rika's, I guess, advice, honestly, and was just there for, vacation a bit. And then, I just kind of find it funny if, everyone besides Rika literally has one shot remembering something happened before to their lives, and, they never remember it ever again. Well, I guess the idea breaks because Reina, feels like Hanyo is around them, for way longer, so she definitely recalls something or other, but man, this is your one shot, all gamble bets on for Akasaka, huh? The one time I remember is the one time. My good gosh. He forgot about me because of despair and only remembered her afterwards. He regretted not being able to do anything for me. That memory from a different world brought Akasaka here. Akasaka calls himself my ally. That means a lot to me, since I never thought I'd have any allies at all. I can only bury my face in Akasaka's chest and cry. We have a lot to talk about, and how fucking dare you. I haven't seen anything. I don't know anything about you having such a young wife here in Hinamizawa when your wife's back in Tokyo. Why'd you fucking say anything? Nope, don't know a thing. I'm just waiting before this whole little bit is over. I kept playing that he couldn't defeat Takano alone. Hanyo admonished me. She told me that if we put our strength together and all believed in the same thing, we could make a miracle happen. I didn't believe her. When I talked to Eri, my friends, and Tomataki, things were getting better and better. And now Akasaka is here too. Was Akasaka supposed to be coming back? Or is this a miracle? Miracles do occur. This man never helped me even once before, yet he might be my most dependable ally. Now he's back, and he's even telling me he's my ally no matter what. Okay, Hanya, you literally just went back home and went back and went being visible and just listened to everything. Okay. See? Or no, Hanya's literally all the way across the goddamn village, like, having a fun time with with Keiichi or Mia, just having a fun time frolicking somewhere, like in the village itself, but the spiritual connection brings her right back. See? It happens. Miracles really do occur. You're right. We can make them happen. If we keep putting our strength together, do you think even more miracles will happen? Then, do you think we can make a miracle happen? Defeat the curse in 1983? Yes, because we can smash through 1983 only by putting everyone's strength together. Strength of a sledgehammer, honestly. Hanyo, who used to be just a bystander, is now persuading me. He's admonishing me for pretending to fight, while I, too, was actually just a sulky bystander, pouting. Are you okay, Rika-chan? No, I just had a vision. Don't worry about it. Yes, sorry about that. Seeing you brought back so many memories that I lost my cool. Meep. I wipe my tears and try to hide my embarrassment. Higurashi continued to cry. That Higurashi had been trying to remind me of something very important. I thought they taught me something important, and my eyes grew teary again. It's been a while since they brought up the Higurashi metaphor. I'm surprised. I didn't know you had such a wonderful boyfriend. Stop. Immediately stop. I don't care for this. Well, let me introduce myself. I'm Mamoru Akasaka. I work in case records room 7 in the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department's Public Security Bureau. My god, that's a fucking mouthful to say. Aren't the case records room in Tokyo's Public Safety Bureau a secret department on par with the CIRO? My god. I believe it's a top secret investigation unit that some have criticized as being secret police. Oh. I'm getting flashbacks to another game that tries to do, like a Phoenix Wright game that tries to go into politics a bit. Oh my god, no. No department would be foolish enough to slap secret onto the name for that secret division. Literally, that was in the name. My good god. Wait, King's Records Room 7, Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department's Public Security Bureau. That's not in the secret. Okay, well, Public Safety Bureau. There's nothing that says secret. There's nothing that says secret. What are you talking about? Real secret divisions have boring names and to fool the average person. Yes, I mean, if you try to add, like, enticing and interesting words to it, then people want to look into it further. Trying to make it, like, it's literally just the entire thing of, like, make it, like, trying to make it, sound, like, distinctive, at the same time, boring, so people won't look into it, honestly. It's the same thing of just, doing the exact opposite, trying to get people into it, but trying to be vague about it, but, yeah. That's true for Akasaka's department, too. It's called a reference room, but they don't manage documents. They reference them instead. You seem to know quite a lot about us. I don't think to be someone who knows the true identity of the public safety department. Running from the conversation you're having, I take it you have your own reasons for that. Well, clams up. We don't want to talk about the confidential stuff. I'm into stuff like that. I just happen to know, that's all. Yes, you can probably clearly see them with the dog tags and the leader, like, I guess, almost military but casual get up. And in fact, why is Tomataki not wearing pants? My good god. He has a little belt but nothing else. Tomataki-san, why don't you reveal your identity, I, for one, always figured you weren't just some traveling photographer. No, that is the truth. I just like taking pictures, that's all. Wildlife photographer, yay. What a waste of time this conversation is. This is the final war after all. Rika just says it. Tomataki is the one who's connecting us in Tokyo. But he's my ally just the same. Rika-chan? Tomotaki and Iri yelled simultaneously. Look, I've dealt with this before, I don't want to deal with it again. Shut your gappers. To them, it's an extremely important secret, and if someone were to find out, they get eliminated by the mountain dogs. That's okay now. There's no point in continuing to have suspicions and doubts. I mean, anyway, because you're being afraid of mountain dogs itself, where, mountain dogs are our enemies, so, you should be afraid even twofold and actually reveal things, okay? I've had enough of that. It's already obvious Tomotaki's telling the truth, but he's still trying to deny what I just said. You're Dr. Iri, right? Thank you for taking care of me when I was injured 5 years ago. You really did a great job treating my wounds. Not even a scar. Oh, now I remember. No, don't mention it. I only did my job. The Iri Clinic is also known as the Iri Institute, right? Well, I mean... Come now, Dr. Iri, it's no use. We already heard it all earlier. You're saying that Iri Institute's client is the Alphabet Project, right? I don't need to hear from you. I already know everything. I have documentation! Flaps papers in the wind. Up until just recently, Room 7 was investigating the men behind it and their means for funneling vast sums of money. The Alphabet Project was one of their tunnels. Akasaka is holding the top secret document he got his hands on a few days ago. He's literally just flashing it around. This document records how certain people were given public funds from ministries and government offices for assisting with various projects. These masterminds claim that they were attempting to revitalize Japan by using secret money and secret methods, but that was a lie even among themselves. The masterminds of these products were making an enormous profit off of them. Literally just, the true villain of the entire story is literally just capitalism, profit, embezzlement, extortion. Yay. If that became public knowledge, Japan would be shaken to the core and the government would be overthrown. Yay. That's what they're told, and that was the reason why the investigation was discontinued. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense, though. Wait, first of all, I want to tell you one thing. The investigation by Room 7 has been shut down, and we are no longer working the case. Officially. So I'm simply telling you what I found in the course investigation. For one confidential, person to another. I'm actually on vacation here in Hinamizawa right now. Officially. I just want you to know that. That's a lot to take in. Tomotaki's still trying to hide his identity, but Iri isn't. He must have made up his mind since Akasaka already knows with the Alphabet Project. We already know that they've been using tunnels to move vast sums of money to a research institute in Shishibone, known as the Iri Institute. Like, are you actually being serious, like, of this metaphor of tunnels? Or are you literally just saying, like, just using it as a metaphor from, just embezzling from different areas? Because, my good gosh, there's a whole bit when you read through those documents and it's like there's actual underground tunnels for a second there. My good god. This image of that actually just makes it funnier, so I'm gonna keep that in. Headcanon. Let's keep that. Also, the Iri Institute has a different name here in parentheses, the Iri Clinic. It also listed the head of the Iri Institute as a lieutenant colonel from the SDF, Kyosuke Iri. Lieutenant Colonel! Dr. Iri, you're in the SDF? No, I'm not. Tomotaki-san, let me tell them. Putting our clients aside, we aren't doing anything shady. I mean, you have shades in your pocket there, but still. Let's not hide anything. It will make Oishi-san more suspicious. Iri is right. Oishi will help us. I'm starting to feel like even Oishi could be our ally. For once. That would be incredible. That's really the only true miracle of this entire game, then. Literally just Oishi ally, that's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. Not even, like, stopping the whole village from being killed. Literally just Oishi becomes ally. That's it. Nothing else. That's the miracle. Tomotaki finally gave in and admitted to everything. In his place, I explained to them the existence of the Hinamizawa syndrome, the Iri clinic that was established to research it, what's special about myself, I'm a queen, and finally about the invisible conspiracy that revolves around it all. Oishi was very surprised to hear about all this, but Akasaka told him to calm down, so he listened quietly. Since Akasaka belongs to the special unit, he wasn't too surprised. He kept nodding, saying that it's all very, very possible. Wow, parallels to him when everyone was saying it was not possible. Wow. This is working out great for me. Just you say, Rika-chan, there's a good chance that there are some people who are planning something like that. Oji-san, what they are saying is well within the realm of the possible. This feels like the plot of a novel. Technically it is. But if it's true, Compared to Akasaka, who has a flexible mind, always having a hard time understanding such unrealistic stories. I probably need at least 3 cigarettes before I can digest what he just heard. Well, we want to stop you. Go around to the back, and just smoke your heart's content. I think Takano's suspicious, but there's no proof. I was asking Tomotaki to investigate so that I can confirm my suspicions. Oji-san, can you arrest and detain Takano on a separate charge? I may lose my retirement money for that, but it could be done, I guess. You lose all your retirement money for that, and you can't get your mom to her homeland, honestly. Her hometown, honestly. My good gosh. There are some counterintelligence members from the Mountain Dogs at the police station. Even if you try, Ochi-san, there will be pressure from within the department. So, I'll conduct an investigation in Tokyo-san. Not Tokyo, Takano-san. Wow, interchangeable. So possible, can you leave it to me? I don't want anyone to get suspicious. You're right. God damn it. If Takano's investigation can only be done by Tomotaki's institution, then the police shouldn't bother him. Besides, I have a feeling this thing is a lot bigger than we think. Yes, it's going up to the goddamn giant government chains, honestly. The fact that you're here and telling about the alpha product and all stuff like that, talking about embezzlements and all that, I'm pretty sure it definitely is, and my good god, the bigger and larger it gets, the more out of broadly and out of hands it gets, and... yeah. Oichi-san, I don't mean to sound rude, but maybe you should stay out of this. Akasaka-san, what do you mean by that? Just like you told me earlier, you're retiring this year, right? You worked hard for many years. You're about to collect your pension. Money is important. You'll need to pay off your house, and you need money for life at a retirement. This hill's too dangerous to climb. My instincts are telling me that at the end of it, this case will be classified, as if it didn't take place at all. In other words... unless I'm prepared to lose everything, I better pull myself out of this, right? That's what you're telling me, isn't it? Yes. I know I'm not in a position to tell you that, but I've been involved in cases that are much different from regular police work. So, what I'm saying now comes from experience. I like how out of these two, honestly, Akasaka has way more experience than Oishi has, then, technically speaking. So, that's kind of funny. Oishi was no fool. He was also an adult, and smart in a real sense. Street smarts or book smart sense. If he only listened to his pride, he would yell at Akasaka for insulting him. But what Akasaka is saying is true. Oishi's pension is a big deal for him. Man, does that mean the miracle is not going to come to fruition where Oishi is a true ally? Man. People live far beyond their retirement. They still have 10 or even 20 years left after that. Their pension is the basis for that second life. A pension isn't ordinary money. It's very, very valuable. People receive their pension for working hard on rainy days, and windy days, and even during the moments where their bosses give them a hard time. Even Oishi has mumbled on occasion he's gonna quit and look for a new job. Yet he endured, and quietly did the unreasonable work asked of him. He's endured far more work than his salary merited. He's worked like that for a very long time, and now he's finally about to retire. He's finally about to collect his long-awaited pension. It's not about the amount of money itself. It's about having a value placed on what you've done with your life. Yeah, that's gotta be able to take in. So if one to cause a scandal, the punishment for that would be placed on his pension. One such deplorable event can erase Oishi's entire life as a policeman. It's not something that can be treated lightly. Akasaka's still young. If he loses his job, he'll be able to find a new one. But Oishi's too old. The repayment of his mortgage is planned around his pension. Oishi's a grown-up's grown-up, and that's why he can't do anything reckless. Akasaka knows that. That's why he said that Oishi should back down. Oishi understands it too. So, Akasaka had to ask him that tough question in order to find out how strong Oishi's commitment was. Oh good god, it's a fucking test. I have been awfully slow paying back my loan, all because I wanted to hold on to some spending money. Even though I would have saved on interest if I just paid a bit more earlier on. But I just want to gamble and drink. If I lived my life so I didn't have to depend on my pension in my old age, I could jump right into this case. Oishi's fists are trembling, and that's how he showed his tears. But... I'm an officer until the moment I retire. No, even that doesn't matter. I promised in front of his grave. I promised that old man that I'd find out who killed him. I promised to stay a police officer until I arrested the murderer. In other words, me being a police officer isn't the issue here. What matters is that I keep my officer spirit until I find that murderer, even if I'm fired. But am I afraid to be fired? Am I afraid to lose my pension? Yes, I am. I'll ruin my plans for my future. I need a lot of money for them. My dream is to live a leisurely life in Hokkaido, work on a vegetable garden, have fun in Susukino, and take ballroom dancing lessons. But why am I afraid? Is my officer's spirit so weak as all that? I dreamt of uncovering the truth behind the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. I don't know that truth I've sought for so long is right here in front of me. Damn it! God damn it! Why can't I just throw away my badge? Why can't I stop caring about what the police think? Damn it, god damn it! Nobody could say anything in response to Oishi. He's at a crossroads. The crossroads of a person who has worked so hard and so humbly for so long. How could the young people who know nothing about what he's had to go through say anything at all? Does Rika just pipes up saying, "You should do it"? That probably sound like I'm even more insulted. The most students person here telling him what to do. You are a friend of the departed construction site manager, right? Yes. He was a friend, a brother, and a father to me. Although it's only formality, I'm director of the Erie Institute. If the conspiracy that surrounds Rika-chan is exposed, I'll be the one who takes the blame. Isn't that right, Tomotaki-san? That just means yes in silent speech. His position exists for exactly that purpose. If that was actually the plan from the beginning, then, I guess, like, Takana also, like, faked her own death, so, like, people who, like, would even, have even the slightest bit of wonder that, it could actually be her fall instead, would get that out of their minds then, so, yeah. The Institute as a whole, Erie is there simply to cover for Takano's research. Tomoaki, of course, knows about that, and even Erie started to realize it. So soon. Like, in the 5-year running. Even if Erie hadn't done anything wrong, he would have taken the blame, as a person in charge of the Institute. I mean, technically, he's done, like, lobotomies in the past, but, not anything... And he technically has, he technically did the entire thing with, those, people who have been, demoned away, so, I guess you can't really say he didn't do absolutely nothing wrong, so, That was how every organization purged itself, by forcing someone to take the blame and reshuffling members. That's why leaders get more money. When it's all over, I'll tell you everything. That series of mysterious deaths. I actually have an obligation to remain silent for the rest of my life, but you'll let me tell them, won't you, Tomotaki-san? You're still hiding things. I didn't hear anything. As an honest man, Tomotaki can't say yes. So pretending to ignore it was the best he could do. Just get some earmuffs. That'll help with everything in this entire investigation now. Just wear that, just pretend to superficially have them over your ears the entire time. Literally, that's the next best thing. No, that's not right. You can tell the brave Kurado Oishi about it, the one who fought the courage to help you. But cowardly Kurado Oishi, the one who didn't want to lose his pension, doesn't deserve to hear the truth. He faced a dilemma. Even the truth behind the mysterious deaths he sought so hard was right in front of him. He couldn't just accept it with his head held high. Understanding what he's going through, one would have lived the life he did. His dilemma is very vast and very heavy. Young people couldn't possibly understand young'uns these days. Can I have some time to think about this? I really do want to find the truth and put you behind bars. It needs some time to gather my courage. Could you grant me that? Why has he been asking? Nobody here will force him to make up his mind. Until the deadline comes past then, so... Of course, I won't either. However, Oishi needs someone's approval. Oishi's still passionate about his work as a police officer, but he isn't brave enough to take on this case. He wants somebody to forgive him for that. But nobody can do that. And nobody can stop Oishi from crying. Okay, did you just appear out of nowhere? Okay, hi, Hanyo. Yes, I'll grant you that time. Hanyo? How long has she been here? For a while. She's just now in plain sight now. Hanyo's arrived and I didn't see her come in. But then again, she's always around. Yes, always around. In spirit. Literally. Hanyo is the guardian deity of Hinamizawa, after all. She hears all, knows all. She is all. I'll grant you some time to make your decision. You have been honest, and you've been tough on yourself until today. Your life is not to be taken lightly, and that's why you're having such a hard time deciding. One should never be proud of careless decisions or brute courage. A careful judgment made by a person who has lived a worthy life, like you, that's what's worth being proud of. She might sound arrogant to us, but that was exactly what Oishi needed to hear. I mean, I didn't really hear, arrogance in that, but, that's just me. Right. Who among us has the right to admonish Oishi, the eldest one here? No one. No one should be allowed to. Nobody but one. The one who's been protecting humans for over 1,000 years. Hanyo. In other words, someone who's older than him, so. No matter if you decide calmly or courageously, I will praise you, as long as your decision was made well. I've never met you before, but thank you. I've never seen you before in my life. I don't even know your name, but thank you for that. That makes me feel better. Thank you for giving a coward like me the time of day. If it was me, I would have asked Oishi to be my ally and asked him for help. But that wouldn't have reached his heart. Wanting help is my selfish request. I don't know anything about the life he lived, and that's why my words wouldn't reach him. But Hanyo's words did. Hanyo's never told me this, but I can tell she's been watching Oishi since the day he was born. That just means she knows exactly what to say to him then, because of all of that. Stalking everyone. She's been watching all the time he went through. That's why she can say that. And why what she said could reach him. Only Hanyo could do that. Dr. Eri? There's only one thing. Please tell me one thing. Sure. Ask me anything. I've long suspected that the Sonozaki family was pulling the strings in the old man's murder case. Nope! Am I right to think that? No, you're not. You're wrong. We can explain everything about the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa. I see. Just about the realization you waste your life investigation on that. Oishi pretended to scratch his head. For so long he pursued the case of that belief. Yet someone deeply involved was telling him he'd missed the mark. So he must be feeling this at least some frustration. Well, I mean, it's not entirely, I guess your fault, but still, it's kind of funny. Because, the Sonozakis were doing everything they can to, act like they were, so, it's kind of their fucking fault anyway, so I'm, put blame on them as well, too, still. Or at least Oreo, anyway. What Eri said wouldn't be enough, so I had to continue. Oishi, none of the curses of Oishiro-sama were done in secret by the villagers. The Sonozaki family, the 3 families, and the other villagers, none of them are involved. So literally, the villains really were the true outsiders of the village instead. They're only misunderstandings, misinterpretations, coincidences, tragedies, and comedies, all rolled together in one into a large everything burrito. The real identity of the curse of Oishiro-sama is simply a series of misinterpretations. It looks like the villagers are acting in secret. So, all the information I've gathered so far about the Sonozaki family is worthless. Oh. The heads of the Sonozaki family have a secret precept. They must always act as if they command even natural disasters. The Sonozaki family knows nothing. Moreover, they're even afraid of the incidents that occur every year. In order to maintain identity, they act as though they're the ones behind everything. Oh my goodness. I see. It all makes sense now. If that's true, then that Oreo woman... Damn it, she sure said some things to mislead me. You're telling me the truth, aren't you? Yes, I am. It's written in the Fruity family secret scrolls, too. You want to see? read these classified documents and get the curse handed over to you, even though the curse doesn't exist. I have no idea what Oishi thinks is so funny, just laughing through the pain. Nobody here can tell what's going on through Oishi's mind, except the girl who has watched over human beings for over 1,000 years. I can understand why you're so happy. What do you mean? The thought that you don't have to hate anyone anymore is a very, very welcome concept. Oh, no. The Sonosuke family is still a vile organization with its claws all over Shishibane City. That doesn't change. Exactly. There's that too. Yakuza, still. I've been stabbed by one of them before, you know. Ha! They may not be responsible for the mysterious deaths, but they're still my enemies. That's all still true, but I just feel happy. None of us can tell if Hanyo is saying is right. Oishi believed that Sonosuke family was behind it all. Now that he's learned that they're not, I'm sure he feels like everything he stands for has been made meaningless, in some case. But if Hanyo says it's not the case, to hate someone must be such a painful thing. I can't explain Oishi's laughter. All I can do is speculate. And they talked well into the night. Okay, so when are you planning to go to and break into Mion's basement and just tell her that I'm hunkering down here for the foreseeable future, and me just has to take it? Oishi left with a cigarette in his mouth, saying that he wanted to cool off a little. We won't get anywhere until we know if Takano-san is guilty or not. So we won't be able to act until after we hear the report from Tomotaki-san. I don't know why Rika-chan is so suspicious of Takano-san. Personally, I feel bad for her. But what she said makes sense too. Oh, Rika just left? Okay. Rika-chan is an important person. Can't let anyone suspicious get near her. Tomotaki is making it sound like he's gonna prove Takano's innocence. I guess in a sense, he's doing this to doubt her, so to prove that I'm not her. There's that. I guess I can't blame him, since he's in love with her. To be honest, I'm also hoping that Takano isn't guilty. Takano understands me, and she was one of my allies. I had a friendship with her. I've trusted her for over 100 years. Oh, but Hanyo says that Takano is guilty. This thing pops out when we poke her, and the question is how well Tomotaki can catch it. To get people to help me, I had to find proof of Takano's guilt. So I just have to trust Tomotaki for now. Tomotaki-san? It's been a while since you talked. Please be very careful. If she's guilty, then you'll be in danger too. I understand. I'll move to a new hotel without letting the Institute know. I should probably leave Hinamizawa immediately, but if Takano-san is guilty, that would backfire. That's pretty tough, yeah. It's a cardinal rule to act normally during a secret investigation. Would you prefer to stay with me? No, that's alright. It's fine, I'll be very careful. You just want to swap rooms to him, okay. But Rika-chan's safety is the priority here. Well, yeah, literally, the second she dies, the entire plan goes to shit, anyway. So, yeah. Rika-chan is the safety's priority here. What should we do? What should we do? Hanya, what should we do? I know you're still here. Using shogi as an example, you're like an unprotected king. Oh, good god, we're using we're using chess metaphors, technically speaking, just to explain all this. Yay. As soon as Takano gets a hold of you, the game is over. One of the most important rules in shogi is to guard the king first. Yeah, it really just sounds just like actual chess then. Right? Yes. Today's Thursday. My good gosh, we have a time. We have a day now. Thank God. Today's Thursday. Went to Nagashi's in 3 days. You hear that, everyone? We have a complete concrete day of we have a complete concrete time frame now. Ah. You need to hide somewhere nobody can find you until at least then. Any idea where? Didn't you just say Mion's basement? I think she asked Mion. Yeah, go with your original plan, you. That's true. The Sonosuke family's underground storehouse would be an ideal place to hide. Sadako should go with you too. If I leave Sadako behind, they'll question her about my whereabouts. She may be in danger too. Oh yeah, have fun tell Sadako about all this Just don't worry, we're just playing we're just gonna do an advanced game of my manga, okay? But we're missing school then. No, it'd be fun. I know you don't like school, so come on. That means I'll have to tell the truth to at least Sadako and Mion. That the comic plot we discussed wasn't just fiction. Still, I always seem to underestimate their reliability. It really is beyond my imagination. That's why you tell the truth. My good gosh. At least it helps here. There's some times where if you know the capabilities of someone, or you know they're going to react really badly, that's when you lie. You gotta be selective when telling the truth or a lie, okay? My entire time here, I was saying, tell the fucking truth. I need to talk to them. I have a feeling they'll believe me. They're my steadfast allies, after all. Might be some bit of doubt, but, they can, if you explain even more further and completely ask their questions, and everything be fine. I mean, literally, didn't, they all, anyway, believe you anyway, the last installment? They knew there was something weird going on, and, they just believed what you said anyway. I can't exactly remember, what prompted them to believe it now, honestly, top of my head now, or they just believed it wholeheartedly. They just had some small doubts until the whole thing was explained, so, We're going to hiding for a while. There's a perfect place for that at Mion's house. Will you really be safe there? There's a lot of walls. It's its own fortress. Yeah, it's like an air raid shelter. Has everything we need. We can easily stay there for about a month. The Sonosaki family's underground storehouse has every basic necessity, in case someone actually lived there due to some complication or another. Mina's mentioned before that's like a unique vacation house. Yes, emphasis on unique here. I don't know how you can call a place a torture room a vacation house, though. Well, if I can make one off-killer joke, it's not a torture room for some people. I don't know how long investigation in Takano will take, but as soon as I find out something, I'll call Mion-chan's house. Is that okay? That works fine. To tell you the truth, the mountain dogs have a bug on Rika-chan's home phone for security reasons. So that works better either way. Meep. So somebody had to listen to all my personal conversations. It was wiretaps. No, it's set up so they can tune in. But doesn't mean they're listening to every normal conversation. They only do it when they have a security drill. That happens a few times a year. Okay. I have in my phone the clinic is being wiretapped too, huh? Well, yes. So Tomataki, you're in the perfect position because you can call from your hotel room and not be traced. Unless they do trace that phone that you randomly went into your own hotel room. But if you chose your hotel room at random, that mitigates that risk. That or just the whole corporation has a bunch of wiretaps in every single room of the hotel, and they now parse through every single person's phone conversations and have a bunch of equipment which is sort of completely useless until they find out what room you're in. That's gonna be fun for them. Well, yes, that's because of the purpose of the facility, though. Please understand. And if it comes to that anyway, you can just go to a payphone at Okonomiya or something like that. There's that too. Excuse me. How do they actually do that? Rika-chan's landline branches off. You remember the little shack behind the shrine? Oh, they actually put they put some sort of, I guess, well, I don't know how wiretaps work because I never look into it. I'm not a criminal, maybe, in making, but who cares about that right now? The first thing that comes to mind, well, just because of, something of, either just because of a little knowledge of it, or just my brain works in dramatics and stuff like that, it's just there's, you just attach something to, the phone lines, not even to the phone receiver itself, or, the landline itself, but, the wire, where it branches off to, you just put, a technology box, or whatever it's called, right there, and they can listen into that? Would that work? I don't know. Rika-chan's landline branches off. You remember the little shack behind the shrine? The line leads into there, which is where they wiretap it. Usually there's no one there, but once the mountain dogs receive orders to guard her, there'll be 2 agents recording conversations in there all the time. Of course, they don't usually record anything. Is there a security drill scheduled in the near future? Maybe orders to guard her. Security drills take place in January, April, July, and October. Wow, next month. There's no drill this month. Orders to guard her are given only when they anticipate an emergency, but they haven't been given even once since the institute was established. Who gives those orders? The director does, which is me, but Takano-san is a surrogate director, so she can send out orders too. If Takano really is the person who wants to kill Rika-chan, then she'll use the mountain dogs to spy on her. That's very possible, yes. In other words, if people start to go in and out of the shack, it means that Takano has made her move. So we could take that as proof that tensions are building around Rika-chan, right? I don't know that proof that Takano slips behind it. It would just imply there's something else going on with the mountain dogs, then. Well, we can take it as a sign that danger is approaching. Basically. Indeed. Regardless of whether Takano's guilty or not, that's what it means. As long as we keep our eyes in the shack, Rika-chan will be safe and secure. That's a great idea. Oh, hi. You just made yourself invisible again. But there is one problem, Rika. If there are no lights on the house at night, it'll be obvious to everyone that there's nobody home. Takano doesn't even have to wiretap your phone. Since she sees the house, she realized you're skipping school and ran away. So literally, it all loops back around to Keiichi's fucking plan, the first installment. I like this. I like this full circle thing right here. I like this. It's a bookend. It's a great bookend. You're right. That means we need to have a mole on the inside to pretend to live there. That puts Tomotaki, who's investigating Takano, in a tight spot. What do you think of something to counteract that? Does that mean you that have the teacher or something like that? I'm gonna say oh, sorry, look at this, don't worry about it. Rika is sick for the next foreseeable few days, so don't worry about it. It makes sense why she's absent, but she's still home, and someone has to pretend to be at the house, or just keep the lights on and stuff like that. And with the whole thing of the guy in newspapers, the garage door, there's gonna be so bunch of different routines that people have probably catch on to Rika and they do it all the time, and god damn it, that's a lot. So we're dealing with having to observe the wiretapping shack like Akasaka was saying earlier. So that means someone has to live there instead. Yay. Then there's the problem with having to keep the lights on at your house. It's also a fact that it's better for Akasaka to stay in the village, but if I put all three together and mix them up, I get... What? Ooh, I have an idea! Oh no. You aren't thinking about letting Akasaka stay in my house, are you? Literally, that's my first thought. No, absolutely not. Well, if you're really embarrassed by that, then let just take all the stuff you don't want him to see then. It's that simple. You just get a cardboard box immediately and just grab everything you don't want him to touch, okay? That or just giant looking key. And if he breaks into it, then literally, they can chastise him for him later and cuss him out for it, or all that, just beat him up then. Literally. My house is such a mess, it smells, it's filthy, I can't let Akasaka stay in there. No. Oh, so you want the house, so you want to die then because you don't want your house being such a mess. Even though Sadako is fine with that. Akasaka staying over! Aw, Hoshi. God damn it. I said no! Let go of your pride. No! Ah. Why are you making such a fuss, Rika-chan? Meep. I lost my cooler for a moment. Oh, Nippa, Hoshi, oh, god. Gee, just because Hanya's assisting, okay? Ugh. It's true that Rika-chan's house ends up empty. There won't be any lights on at night. And leaving them on would be even more suspicious. Akasaka, Meep. What do you think of staying at my house while I'm gone? I see. That's a great idea. As long as it's okay with you, Rika-chan, let's do that. Akasaka seems to think it's a pretty good idea. Am I selfish for wanting him to get a little embarrassed with staying at my house? I should be ashamed of myself. I swear, if that's just another stupid loop back around to that stupid not stupid, just absolutely just horrible boyfriend joke, I swear. Everything is set. Tomotaki is gonna get in touch with his colleagues in Tokyo and start an investigation into Takano. And that's all. And that's all we can do from our end. Yuri's gonna lead his normal life. Heck, normally enter something like this will be pretty difficult. There really isn't anything else for him to do right now. He just has to sit there and just look pretty. Takano's sly. She'll never let Eri ruin her plans. She has contingency plan after contingency plan for him. Actually, Eri only comes into the picture after Takano's been exposed. Oishi didn't say he would help, but he said he wouldn't interfere with us. In fact, there are some people tied as mountain dogs to the police department too. It's probably best that Oishi acts normally, like Eri is. Yes, I'm pretty sure almost everyone has a plan in action. I'm gonna tell Sadako the truth and hide at Mion's house for a while. Starting today. I want to hear this conversation too. I would love to hear it. I don't know how long I'll have to hide, but it'll be at least until something happens. Akasaka's gonna stay at my house and make it look like I'm home. Sick. If something happens, coming all the way from Okinomiya would take too long. It feels much better to have him stay in the village. Everything will begin only once Tomotaki finds out something. It all rides on you, me dude. Eri says he hopes things will get moving soon, but I don't think we need to worry about that. Maybe we'll try to kill Tomotaki in the night of Nagashi on Sunday, 2 days from today. That has never changed in many, many worlds, so that's definitely their plan. Well, yeah, but that's because Tomotaki never believed you. Or like every time you did try to ask him, you did it in an unconvincing way, so yeah. Yeah, but at least now that he actually believes it, maybe something's different now. Because, like, he's not gonna go with Takano and, like, you know, go to them, I'm assuming, like, every single time it happens, a time loop. He literally goes and follows Takano all the way to the Eri Clinic, where he thinks he's either literally about to, do the deed inside a conference room, which, yeah, apparently, and then, all that. And then all that happens, injected with it, fake proposition, and then driving away into the trunk of the car with his bike in the backseat, and, being dumped by a phone booth nearby. That's fun. That's never changed in many, many worlds, so that's definitely their plan. In other words, even Tomotaki doesn't find anything, the wheels will start turning in 2 days. I had warned Tomotaki again to be extremely careful. But still, if I still get killed, I'll curse your family for 7 generations after I die. Just add on to 9 generations and then instead. It's already getting dark. Everyone home except for Akasaka. I'm still thinking about how to tell Sadako about Akasaka, also what's about to come. I want to hear this conversation for the life of me. Oh good god, I swear to god, they repeat that same joke. Hello. Worrying about it won't solve anything. Just do it. You have a bad habit of underestimating your friends. But how can she believe that what we taught about school today is actually real? How can she believe me when I tell her that her life is in danger? I mean, if he can prove that he's a police officer and he verifies exactly what you said, then I'm pretty sure at that point Sadako has to kind of believe you. So there's that. You have someone who is literally an authority figure, honestly, to believe this. Or Sadako that immediately think if she really wants to doubt it so much, and you, Rika, have hired someone to play a practical prank on her, which I don't think it's normally in your character, so I don't think it'd be that big of an issue. In addition, I'm bringing home this guy she's never met before. Don't you think Sadako will believe you? I don't know, but it's possible that she won't. Oh, Sadako isn't your friend, is she? Oh my good god, just bringing the big guns. You don't think you don't want to talk to her? Is she really even your friend? Punch in the gut right there. What? What Hanya said just startled me. It was kind of a scary thing to hear, even though she said it while wearing her usual warm smile. I know Sadako is one of us. I think she'll believe you and become your ally against Takano. But you're saying you can't trust her. That's like saying Sadako isn't your friend. If she isn't your friend, then why waste your time telling her about it? Let's just leave Sadako behind and go to Mion's house by ourselves right now. Just the 2 of us. What are you saying? That's nonsense. Sadako's my best friend, and if you don't think it's worth telling her the truth, then that's it. You just think a best friend is like a stray cat that you feed every day. I'm actually surprised to learn that you've been letting Sadako live with you when you think of her like that. No, I didn't say that. That's an interesting analogy to put it, though. Sadako is my best friend. My very best. Yeah, she's been closer to me than you are. Okay, that hits harder. But you don't believe she will believe. You don't believe she will believe, okay. The same as spouting your complaints at a stray cat that you feed every day. Oh my god, the cat metaphor is back in full swing. You know the cat can't do anything. And knowing that you still complain to her, that's all our relationship is. Poor Sadako. She believes you're her best friend, but you don't feel the same way. Aw, I feel sad for her. Damn you! I tried to slap Hanya, but I couldn't touch her. My hand went through her cheek and only hit the air. Your fucking stupid powers. You can't fucking do this to you. I can't believe she made herself incorporeal again. I thought she was already that for a while right here. Hanya disappeared, saying, "Aw," in a teasing manner. Oh. I'm upset, but I can totally understand what she's getting at. Do it. Will your roommate agree? God damn it. I'll make her agree. Sadako has nothing to do with this conspiracy, but since she lives with me, she's gonna end up involved anyway. For Sadako's sake, I had to explain this to her. Should I wait outside then? No. I think it'll be better to have you with us, so just think it's a joke. If I can't explain it properly, can you help? Sure. I will. I went up to the second floor with Akasaka. To be honest, I couldn't even imagine how to start bringing it up. Even Hanya made fun of me. I can't hesitate. I made my mind and walked to the room, and was surprised. The messy room was all cleaned up. Sadako was packing her pajamas and towels in her duffel bag. I was listening to everything, you dunderhead. Except she was going on a camping trip. Sadako? I'm home. Here, I got your luggage ready too. We can't just borrow toothbrushes and towels from Mion, you know. Besides, we can't let some strange man stay in a messy room either. This is why I always tell you to tidy things up around here. Well, from the sound of it, like, you just prepared everything, you even made leftovers for him to eat from the fucking fridge then, apparently. I blinked in surprise. I don't understand why Sadako already knows what's going on. You're having a conversation with two grown adults right near the house, like, right where you live. I would, even me, I would be fucking even also the same way, be, intrigued. I want to eavesdrop. Then it makes sense, okay? Okay? If she saw me, Iri, and Tomataki talking behind the shrine with Oishi and a strange man, she'd be sure to get curious. Sadako must have overheard our conversation. Not only that, she packed her luggage and cleaned her room, which means she already knows Akasaka's gonna stay in this house. She must have come home in a hurry to get things done. Please don't tell me you rushed and just, brushed everything underneath a rug. Literally. So it wasn't just a storyline for some comic, was it? Meep. You know, that's what I don't like about Eureka. Have I ever doubted you before? I always thought I was your best friend, that you would count on me before anyone else. I'm sorry. Sadako doesn't seem that angry. Annoyed, but, you know, not angry. Rather, she seems shocked that what we talked about at school is real. She isn't really that upset. But this is exactly what Hanyo said. I thought Sadako was my best friend, yet I couldn't trust her completely. Having realized this, I apologized. I mean, it's another thing entirely if you want to talk about this, but, like, it's another thing entirely if you are completely ready to talk about things, but every time, like, you try to bring it up, then they don't want to hear about it at all. That's a completely separate matter. But, like, yeah. Like, this end, yeah, a bit. Sadako turned around as if to tell me there's no time for apologies. I think she accepted it. As the proof of that, she's getting things ready to go to Mion's house. Thank you, Sadako. Akasaka-san, is it? I don't know how you and Rika know each other, but if you're Rika's allies, then you're mine too. You may call me Sadako Hojo. Nice to meet you. I'm Akasaka. Say your full name, it's only customary. The conspiracy surrounding Rika-chan runs pretty deep, and it's not easy to explain. She was afraid you rejected her after she confessed to everyone, so please try to understand how she felt too. So does that mean you're gonna like, say this exact same thing to Mion, and Mion will have this exact same sort of conversation again, and then they have to explain all this to everyone else, like Keiichi and the Reina in class? Does that mean technically speaking, Hanyo has to pretend to be there too, honestly? Or is Hanyo just gonna go into hiding again? These are important questions. She was afraid you'd reject her after she confessed to everyone, so please try to understand how she felt too. Of course I understand. I'm Rika's best friend, you know, in tune with emotions. She was thinking that I didn't believe her. Who would? I can understand why she'd be afraid. You're really mature, Sadako-chan. She kinda had to forcefully grow up, honestly, from everything that happened. Oh my good god. Rika-chan is lucky to have you as her best friend. I'm pretty envious of her. Sadako took Akasaka around the house and explained everything. Here's a grand old tour of our house. So here's the fridge, here's where you can make your food, in case you ever need anything. Here's the bathroom, and you dare not fucking touch my drawer and dressers. I swear. She let him know that the switch for the hot water heater sticks a little, and that if the picture on the TV gets messed up, he needs to tap on it. Smack it. She even told him about all the traps she set around the shrine, using a secret map of hers. Just, like, laid around, like, underneath her bed. My good god. Akasaka listened to her dead seriously. Upon seeing them talk, I couldn't help but smile. Hello. Hanyo smiled while watching us. Ah, they grow up so fast. But I felt like she was saying, I told you so. Exactly. Look, get rid of that. You need to be humbled, okay, Rika? You just need to. I'm gonna pretend I don't notice her. Or, you know, you can immediately just lunge for the fridge and eat a ghost pepper. If our constrained Sadako believe me this easily, then our small-minded Mion will believe us even more easily. Wow, that's insulting. Keiichi doesn't even know how to doubt people when he's not being completely taken over with disease, and Rina has sharp instincts, so she'll believe me too. So everyone is gonna believe me, huh? Hanya didn't reply, but she smiled as if she's happy to see that I grew a little. Alright, there's plenty of things in the refrigerator. Yeah, you literally... I would find it even funnier that you cleaned everything up, you got all the luggage together, and literally just made fucking 5-course meals, honestly, in the time they all talked. You only just heard a tiny bit of the thing, realized everything that Rika said at lunch was completely true, and like, oh, good god. I have to do so much now, and just immediately rushed back and did all this. God damn it. Rika! You're asking this house set, so why don't you make dinner for him tonight? So just to be safe. Perhaps we should go over to Mion-san's house a little later. Oh, don't worry. I can handle that myself. Look at that, see? Fucking someone finally knows how to fucking cook for themselves. This is a chance to serve him your homemade food, Rika. Aw, Hoshi. You really are annoying today. Oh, right. Sadako, we have to make something good, huh? I have an idea. Can you bring out the large kimchi bottle from the refrigerator? No, not that one. The one that says death penalty, not the one that says punishment. Let's make kimchi fried rice today. Akasaka, do you like spicy food? Yay. Oh, yes. I love spicy things. Ah! And Hanyu died. For the second time in her life. The cream pumps in the refrigerator have expired, so let's throw them away. Ah, what a waste. I heard they're from a famous shop over in Gogura. Ah! Huh. The ahs are awfully loud today. Maybe a stray dog's howling somewhere. Night is falling on the 16th of June. The pieces are lining up in the final game board one after another. No. Pieces isn't the right word to call them. Night is falling on the 16th of June. We're gaining reliable allies to this final challenge. Our first key, Tomataki, will be killed in 3 days. Oh my god. Fate is going to change for that point. Nice. I'm happy they decided not to skip over that. Like, literally, that was the best thing. Look, Sadako is great, okay? She is great, okay? Where's Shion? We need fucking Shion in here, please. Please. There better be a gosh dang scene where, the next chapter better be talking all about that, where, they go to Mion's house, and Shion's just there for some reason, and, like, things get, explained to her as well. Please. We need this. There needs to be more Shion content. Please. Please. Ah. God damn it. Okay, that was really good and fun. At least there's a plan going for all of that, so... Huh. Things like are turning out way much more better, honestly. There's many different facets now. we have spies in every single age group for all different ways all across the village, honestly. People who are intimately tied to the operation itself, to people who are have some police work power, and some who are pretending to be normal citizens. Literally. And just going to school normally. We have spies everywhere. Everywhere. Rika's in good hands. Okay? She is. Plus, if they decide to add more, I can just imagine. Okay, if they literally decide to skip over Lilium antics involving like Sadako just and Rika just living in the basement, I swear, someone has better made like a fan fiction about that, just showing like just small like slice of life stuff and just her just messing around honestly in the bomb shelter bunker, or literally just making traps right around it too, honestly, just another extra precaution. I swear there has to be at least a scene involving that. There has to be. Look, there just has to be. There has to be. I demand it. I decree it. It better be. But oh boy, I'm actually going to be really intriguing. I just really want to see the scenes where everyone else gets like picks things up, like Keiichi, Rain, and like start thinking like not in the preface. Then it was the that story, a manga or like a novel. Actually, try to think of even more things like seriously actually think of other various ways to help out even much more. I would actually let us see him guess the next chapter, or like some small scene they talk about that. Like honestly, it's just really fun. Like just the whole entire thing with just Sadako just realizing all that. Like again, that's just fun. It's just fun to me. But oh boy. But I guess we'll leave things off and figure out how everyone takes care of all this information. I really hope we have a small scene where just Mia just learns all this. It's like, are you telling me all that was real? And just like, oh, okay, fine, just go into the shelter. We'll deal with this in the morning. I would love to see that. But I guess we'll see how everyone reacts to this new piece of information out of absolutely fucking nowhere. All for next time. So, fun time watches as I am playing this. Hope to see you next time. What time that may be. And I all hope you fantastic day.